Financial tracking and tax planning are not one of or two of real estate agents' strong suits. And so I wanted to talk to you about it today. Obviously, we've only got a few minutes. We're not going to do a super deep dive on this. And yes, it is freezing where I'm at. This is why I'm wearing feels like a 1700s fur from the West here, back when Lewis and Clark were exploring the West. That went kind of too far. Let's get started. This is brought to you by our brillianttribe.com. Check us out online. It's where we take you to that next level as a team, as an individual agent, anywhere you want to go. We got you. Number one, I want you to be able to track all of your sources accurately. By the way, I've got two things for you here in this Google Doc. I've got the outline of what we're going to go over, and I also have an Excel sheet. It's an example, and I probably have to open it up, but it's a simple example of what you should be tracking as a real estate agent. Doesn't go in depth. You can modify it like you want. Just make a copy of it and just ask me for it. I'll put it inside of the Google Doc if you want it. But let's get started with the other document. The idea behind all of this is that agents suck at tracking. We're terrible. I still am at parts. And so I've hired people, and my wife also helps. She's our CFO. So I'm doing this because a lot of agents suffer through this. Since real estate agents are typically independent contractors, 1099, we have to track every dollar that we earned and that we spend, right? Here's how you track it. Record every commission check as soon as it's received. And I don't care if somebody at your office is tracking this on your broker side or your team, just track it. Get into the habit of tracking it. And this is why this Excel sheet or Google sheet that I have helps. Just outline all of them. Next, track referral fees, bonuses, and any other income streams, rental income, speaking fees, any other type of fee you have. Keep a separate business account to avoid mixing businesses and personal income. And then consider using an accounting software like QuickBooks, Xero, or Wave to track income automatically. We use QuickBooks, and over the years, we've created it even better, made it more custom to what we do. Now, before I continue, I have to remind you, I am not a CPA. I'm not a financial advisor. I'm just giving you advice based on what I've seen over the years where real estate agents have done a terrible job on, and things that we need based on my personal experience as well. So verify everything. Talk to your CPA about it. Number two, track every business expense to maximize tax deductions. The IRS allows you to deduct things, so make sure that you're deducting the right things. Now, based on what we've seen, these are some things that are commonly deducted. Obviously, verify with your CPA. Marketing and advertising, like business cards, flyers, social media ads, website costs, MLS and brokerage fees, monthly dues, desk fees, franchise fees, vehicle expenses, decide which route you're going to go, right? Mileage, gas, maintenance, all that stuff. Client entertainment and meals. Now this one is where I would want you to talk to your CPA about it, because I know there is a certain amount that you can or can't deduct. I typically just I bring clients over, or I take them to coffee, I snapshot it, I send it to the team, and then they decide what's going to go in and what's not. And then the CPA goes, yes, no, yes, no, right? Education and training, courses, certifications, coaching programs. Yeah, all that is deductible. Some of you I know completely missed that one. Office supplies and equipment, computer, phone, printer, software. There are some caveats there, but yes. Professional services like the CPA you just hired, like the attorney you may hire, virtual assistants, all of that. Home office deduction if you have a dedicated home workspace. For us, I have a dedicated workspace. If you're watching on YouTube, this is it, right? And I have another one upstairs that is only for working for real estate and real estate related items for Tristan and Associates. So yeah, definitely make sure that if you do work from home, you go to your CPA and say, how does this work? All right. Track these. Here's how I suggest, and I wrote this down for me so I wouldn't forget to tell you. Use business-only credit cards and bank accounts to keep expenses separate. Keep receipts organized digitally with apps like Expensify or Evernote. I still use Evernote. Crazy, right? It's been so long. Regularly categorize expenses in accounting softwares or spreadsheet. If you have a bookkeeper, that would be my suggestion. Definitely go that route. Take photos of receipts immediately to avoid missing deductions later. How I do it is I simply, wherever I have a receipt from, I snapshot it and send it over. I actually upload it to Evernote, and then my bookkeeper has direct access to Evernote. So at the end of the week, I think it's at the end of the week that she combines everything. She may be doing everything daily. But that's the process, so that I remove it from me doing it so I don't screw it up, because guess what? I'm going to screw it up. Number 3, set aside money for quarterly taxes. Oh man, most real estate agents suffer from taxes. We either didn't pay our taxes on time, we forgot to pay our taxes, we didn't have the right amount of taxes saved. It gets messy. And look, I've lived through it too. So I want you to do it right from the beginning. It's a struggle. And this is what I wrote down. Real estate agents must pay self-employment tax, 15.3% for Social Security and Medicare, plus federal, state, and income taxes. Now, you might be able to go around some things like that depending on how you have set up your business, S-Corp, or however you did it. I would recommend here you go to your CPA and ask, how'd you do it? We have an S-Corp, everything runs through the S-Corp, and then I pay myself monthly a set fee. This way I can get rid of that FICA tax. But how much to set aside typically? I rule of thumb, I would say 30 to 35% is what I would say from your gross commission income should be set aside. Next, pay quarterly estimated taxes. April 15th, June 15th, September 15th, January 15th. If you do this, you don't have to wait for that last day to pay everything all at once. And that becomes super stressful. I know, because I've done it that way. Quarterly is so much better. Even if you pay a very little amount, just put something up there. Have a system, please. I hope this is a refresher for some of you. If it's not, and if it's brand new, please go talk to a CPA, get a bookkeeper to make sure that she at least gets you your P&L monthly. If you're not the type of person that would do this regularly, consistently. Number 4, build savings for business growth and personal wealth. This is another part that agents suck at. And we talked about this at our coaching session earlier today with higher level agents as well. We were just going over allocating funds for business growth, and also allocating funds for investing in other things. Because we don't do this routinely, we as agents look at our funds in our bank account. I'm like, oh, I know exactly how much I have and I can spend, or I can go buy something, or man, I can go buy all these leads that I wanted to, or refresh my website. It's a disaster sometimes back there. Here's how to save smarter. I put emergency funds, save 3 to 6 months of living expenses to cover slow months. And let me tell you, there are going to be slow months. Business reserve funds, keep at least 1 to 2 months of business expenses aside. And now, as you're listening to this, you're like, but Tristan, I've never even had that time. I've never had the opportunity to save that much yet. It just hasn't happened. Don't worry. Stay with it, right? It will happen. I need you to have these processes in place so that when you do have the opportunity, you actually start doing it. All right. Retirement and contributions, open up a SEP IRA. I got Roth IRA to build long-term wealth and reduce taxable income. Yes, again, talk to your CPA or financial advisor. Reinvest in your business. Set a budget for marketing, education, and tools, or to hire an admin or now another staff member. And number 5, for some reason I didn't bold this one. Let me bold that. Review finances monthly and adjust accordingly. I know I wrote that, but I would say have a dashboard where you can review it daily. And even if you're not closing as many transactions a month, if you're just doing one or one every 2 months, you're still having some expenses go out daily or weekly. And I would take a look at it because it's a motivator. You take a look and you're like, damn, nothing today. Damn, nothing today. Damn, nothing today. And as you start making money, you're like, okay, got it. Now where's it going? Expenses. What am I netting? We have a little, if you request this on the Excel sheet that you'll see over on the right of the Excel sheet, there are 4 things that I track daily, just for me so I can see it. Total income. So what am I at for the year? Total expenses. What have I spent, right, from that total income? Tax savings. How much money am I saving for taxes, right? Because it's going to go out quarterly. And total for the year. And then net profit. What am I profiting? Where am I at this year? The important things. That's what I'm tracking on a glimpse of an eye. That's what I would suggest for you. This way you could ask yourself, did I hit the income goal? Where did I spend too much? What other questions do I have? Do I need to adjust my tax savings? Am I reinvesting enough in my business, into my business? These are the things that you start looking at. And because you're looking at it daily, it becomes part of your life and how you function. I can't tell you enough that I wish I did this much earlier. I think this is super important. We don't talk about it or even dive into it enough. I have this Google sheet. Let me unrestrict it, copy it, and ready to go. If you need it, message me. I'll send it to you. It's on Instagram. Message me on Instagram and I'll send it to you through Instagram. Just make sure to do me a favor. If you're messaging me on Instagram, friend me first, because sometimes it doesn't come through if you don't friend me first, and then I'll send it over. Have an awesome day. Thanks for tuning in.